Welcome back to BSTV.
Hi.
How's everyone doing?
We're
Great?
good
Awesome.
for a Monday.
Yes. And we're small again. You know
Yes.
what that means?
Well, Steve's got a really big surprise for all of us.
Special effects.
Wow. You're getting so techie on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back-to-back episodes.
Crazy.
I think it's almost every episode I have special effects now.
No.
So let's start off. So we're going to be talking about the 90-day franchise, the season that never ends, as you call it.
Yeah, it's really
And
legit.
on this season, we have Ben, who dates Mahogany.
He's weird, guys. He's like, something is off.
So let's just go with the breaking news anyways, the update.
Okay.
Ben got a... So I originally read this. I thought he got a DUI, driving while
That's
intoxicated.
what you told me.
He did not.
What did
He
he get?
had that a few years ago, and he missed a probation checkup, so he violated probation for past driving under the influence.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not that bad. Well, it is, but
Yeah. So anyways,
it's not present time.
Yeah, he had an 18-month probation, and he missed a meeting.
Okay.
So there it is in the headline, probation violation.
Still doesn't change my thoughts on him.
No. So let's talk about Ben. Ben and Mahogany. Basically, the highlight of this episode was it carries off that he never met her parents in the morning when they drove in for breakfast. They drove 4 hours. He stood them up, but to his fairness, he didn't know they were there.
Right.
They just surprised, and him and Mahogany were in a fight, and he didn't show up because he didn't know the parents were there. Then he wanted to meet the father, and the father just wrote him a letter and was like, "Yeah, here's a letter. I don't
I'm
feel
sure
like meeting
that
you."
I think that Mahogany probably told her father not to go and meet him.
Yeah, I think she
'Cause-
said we're done.
Yeah, because I don't think she really obviously likes him by her body language and her demeanor towards
And
him.
the fact they share a separate room all the time.
Yeah,
And
so I think that's just done,
yeah, so I think she told her dad also, "Don't waste your time here. Like,
Yeah.
this isn't going anywhere."
Right.
So then they have to drive back 4 hours together.
This is
Ben
ruthless.
goes to her room to pick her up, and there's a dude in the room because Mahogany checked out the night before and didn't tell him, so the hotel rented the room to another guy. So he goes to the front desk and is like, is there a Mahogany? Did she check out? And they're like, yeah, yesterday. So now he has to hire a
He's
car.
stranded.
4 hours.
For
Really, really mean move by
that's
her.
really ruthless.
Because she was the driver. That's
Yeah, like you could have at least told him, and like you just basically ghosted him.
Yeah.
Not on the phone, but in real life.
But then we have a preview for them next episode where they make out.
well, I don't know.
Yeah, they're like the pier of the water, and it looks
Yeah.
like they're gonna make out.
Yeah, it
Their
looks
faces
like it.
are like coming together,
See,
and then
they
it
have-
cuts.
They have really good
Editing.
editing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that honestly, like the way 90 Day edits, that could actually be from like an earlier episode that they're just releasing now.
Right. You never know.
Because remember the one with Dave and Alana? They made it seem like he went 2 weeks with her standing him up, and it might be a catfish, and then he comes out after and is like, "No, we met on like the second day. I don't know, all these images they made
Yeah.
made it seem like I was just going this desperate guy trying to visit her all the time."
Right.
But obviously, she did stand him up a lot for them to have that footage. Just the order of it might have been not accurate.
Skewed,
Yeah. So, anyways, on this episode, we also have Gino and Jasmine. They get engaged.
Yeah. But she shockingly doesn't like the ring that he chose for her because
Well, she didn't say she doesn't like it. She
said
asked if it's
very,
diamond.
She said it's very Gino.
Yes.
Which means that it's cheap.
Oh, I thought it was like Italian.
Yeah.
Super Gino.
Yeah, no.
No?
It's very Gino, like that guy who's cheap and didn't buy.
She asked if it was a diamond, and he's like, I don't know. I just bought the ring.
It just looked like the nicest one in the shop.
Gino, I'll tell you what. It was $240. It's a fair-sized rock. It's not a diamond.
Yeah. It's, I don't know, synthetic of some sort of.
It's
maybe
definitely, it's not synthetic.
not
Synthetic
even-
costs almost the same
not
amount.
even a cubic zirconia.
It's probably a cubic zirconia.
It was too cheap to be a cubic zirconia.
I think you get those pretty cheap down there.
No.
Anyways,
Moving on.
we also have, I'm going to save my favorite one. Obviously, they're the best.
Yeah.
So, Soulja Boy and Kimberly.
Kimberly.
He serenades her with a song on the beach. So they're like done. She's packing for a flight, and then she gets a text message, and then all of a sudden she's like, oh my god, he wants to meet. And her demeanor completely changes.
Yeah, she's so
And then she goes to
excited.
meet him, and there's like rose petals, and then he serenades her with a song.
Kind of romantic, Soulja Boy.
I'm not sure if that was a new song he wrote for her,
Maybe.
or if it was one of his old songs.
Doesn't matter. He probably sang it to another girl.
Either way,
He
anytime I
always
get
sings a song for a girl.
to hear international superstar, aka Soulja Boy, sing, I am happy.
Oh.
Yes.
Is he your new
He's
fave
he's one of my favorite.
artist?
Yeah, for sure.
You have really good standards of
Yeah.
music.
I could listen to him all day.
Okay.
So it ends with them basically, they on good terms? Or are they fighting again?
I think so. But we'll see next week what happens.
He wants his PlayStation and Soulja Boy gold chain back.
He gave it back to her.
Yeah, but he wants her to give it back. He gave it back to her because they were fighting, and he's like, I don't need this. I don't. Actually, she asked for the chain back. He gave the PlayStation back. So he wants that back before they separate.
Okay.
Then we have Memphis, your girl, and Hamza. Memphis can't get the prenup in time, so then she basically wants to delay the wedding, but there's so many family members in town and the Arab ceremony, Arab or Muslim ceremonies for the wedding going on.
They take her to hammam,
tour around the city on a horse and carriage.
To hammam, and that's she got a spa day.
Yeah, so she's like, I can't cancel in this environment, so she's going to ask Hamza if he'll agree to a post-nup instead of a prenup, and he eventually says yes, but him and his sister are both really annoyed that she's brought this up, and she did bring it up in fairness before though, and he said yes. So now she's just trying to get him to sign it and telling him the agreement has changed a little in terms of you sign it after the marriage instead of before. I don't really see the big deal. I do understand that the sister is like, you really don't seem to like my brother.
Right.
Like, you showed no emotion about how this would affect him or the day, talking about this. You're just very businesslike with him.
Mm-hmm. She's protecting her assets.
Obviously.
I'm sure, yeah, but
also no one likes Memphis.
I don't think that she was really in love anyway.
No.
Yeah.
She's just bringing over a young guy from overseas.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't think the post-nap, I don't think anything. It just protects her assets. It doesn't protect her from, if they break up and Hamza was to go on like social assistance, she would foot the bill for that. That's part of the 90-day thing. That's the risk of bringing someone over. Mm-hmm. The government doesn't let you bring someone over and then say, oh yeah, this is a brand new citizen. We got them covered. You're good if you break up. Mm-hmm. So she's not protected in that. Now, is there any other couple other than our favorite couple, the star of the franchise right now?
No.
That's it? Yeah. That's all we have left?
Good. We can move on to the big.
Mike and Jimena.
Man, Mike, what are you
Mike seems to be growing some balls.
Yeah.
But I feel like he doesn't understand what he's messing with.
Like a 5-year-old.
So basically, Jimena's using him for money. It's so obvious. And
it's good that he confronted her about that, though, and asked her straight up. And, like, not obviously she was going to give a real answer, but at least he did it.
Yeah, and she just looks like a thug. She's got the do-rag on and, like, a halter top, and they're out playing pool, and she's yelling at him the whole time, which, to be fair, he is annoying. Like, he does just follow her every time she shoots. He wants to, like, stand right beside her, and she's moving around the table, and he's moving beside her.
Part of his argument is that she doesn't really show him any affection, right? And he always compliments her.
She hates him.
Yes. But, like, you know what, buddy? You did it to yourself.
But before this, he confronts her mom and sister and is like, what can I do to fix this? Like, what? And he's very open, talking with them. Mm-hmm. And then she comes down after and talks with them openly about how she thinks he's disgusting. But then Mike talks with her mom and is like, what can I do to repair this? And the mom's like, she's never been in a serious relationship. You got to give her time. And the mom tells Jimena, like, you're being foolish. Like, this is the only guy who's ever accepted your kids, cared for your kids, cared for you. Everyone else uses you. No one likes you. You make terrible life decisions. This seems like a good choice to settle down with this guy. But you could totally understand.
She said all that, but okay.
She did say that. But you could totally see why someone wouldn't want to settle down with Mike. Like, yeah, nice guy and all that, but that doesn't do it all. Especially Jimena, she has 2 kids, but she is 24 and obviously just wants to party for the next 10 years.
Yeah, for sure.
So then we get to the final scene and they're playing pool and Mike tells her basically, like, I can't help but notice your attitude change towards me when I stopped saying yes every time you wanted money. Mm-hmm. And I pushed back a little. Mm-hmm. And then she freaked out and broke up with him. And then he runs. He just goes out and runs like Paul in a past season in Brazil. And he just goes running and the camera crew's chasing after him. He's crying. And then it shows them talking in the preview. and she's like, "You have to get a hotel tonight. You're not go home tomorrow. You're not staying at the house."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "I pay the rent here. I'm not going anywhere."
Yeah, that's huge.
What do you mean it's huge?
Well, like he pays her rent,
Yeah.
or else she wouldn't be able to live. So now he's like, I'm not paying anything. Like, what is she thinking?
But I feel like this isn't a good move on his part. Like she has said she's like her like him and is clearly like some sort of thug hooked up with gangsters and stuff.
Okay.
Like her second kid, she liked this guy who was in jail so much, she went and got pregnant by him on purpose in a conjugal visit when the guy's in prison for multiple years.
Mm-hmm.
So not good decisions and obviously hooked up with bad people. She also said she used to live with a Colombian hitman who wanted to kill her and anyone she dated in the future. So she has connections to bad people. He should just get out of this house. Like, I doubt she's going to make it nice on him for the last 24 hours if he does this.
Yeah, he should just leave and not send her any more money.
Yeah, I get it. He's in like one of the, what's the like 7 phases of whatever, and he's in the denial phase right now.
7 stages of grief.
Yeah, and he's in like the denial phase right now, or the anger phase.
No, he needs to get angry, yeah.
He's in the anger or denial, and he's not accepting, like, it's over, just leave.
Yeah.
He also told her, I want everything in your apartment that I paid for, and I'm going to take it back to America. How are you going to take a kitchen table and a chair? Like, so he's in like an anger denial phase right now. He needs to just get out, go to the hotel, just like hide from her and leave the next day.
Yeah. Yeah. If he was wise, he would do that. But I don't think Mike is that smart. So in that department, he could be actually a really smart guy and everything else. But in that love department, he needs to get out.
Yeah, clearly he hasn't been in many serious relationships either.
Yeah, Love is Blind over there.
Speaking of Love is Blind, we are renewing that soon. We're almost done the season, and we're going to review it.
Nice. Well, like, subscribe, and leave any comments below.